basically been here in New Zealand for a week. We're stopping off at a couple of shops that stock our awesome NSP race boards, and basically I'm just sort of recap on a fast, fun-paced week in New Zealand. Basically going around showing the stoke on stand-up racing in New Zealand, and to tell you the truth, I'm actually crazy impressed with what New Zealand has to offer. Coming from Australia, New Zealand across the ditch, I'll go there when I'm older, you know, but I'm glad I come here because it's more beautiful than I thought. Everyone's always said that, and it really is a beautiful place with the amount of waterways and bays and inlets and peninsulas and whatever another word for it. They're just everywhere. There's just so many places you can paddle, so I can see why the sport of stand-up is actually really taken off here, not only in racing but obviously also recreational and cruising, because there's just so many bays to explore, and what better way to explore than when standing up, sort of looking down. So that's the biggest thing I've seen, and to tell you the truth, I look forward to coming back to these places and exploring more myself. Obviously it's nice in the summer here, it's nice and warm, we've got some good weather, we've also got some bad weather. But bad weather means good surf and downwind, so...
How'd you go with that surf ski?
Oh yeah, I was keeping up with the surf ski, then the knee fell in. No, so I'm on the 12.6 today, just sort of trying it out. And yeah, with 14s definitely do run easier. They sort of, I guess they more, you get the bump the same with the 14, and then even the unlimited, they carry longer, you know. So once you get the bump, you can carry that speed for further. So that's where the longer boards come in, and it takes experience. But the 12.6 catches them just as easy. You just don't have that glide or carry. You sort of got to be a little more strategical in where you place the board, which is, I mean, it's a skill in itself. So you know, you learn something 12.6. I learned something in the canoe. I learned something on the unlimited. So I just proved to myself to mix it up, keep mixing it up. Don't get so used to one size craft, and you learn to be more efficient and not miss a bump on the 12.6. Unlimited, you sort of fudge it a bit more. So I had fun. Board testing.
Yeah, got to learn something. Got Travis. Yeah, it's pretty big out there.
Oh, yeah, it was good. It was good. My legs were giving out at the end though.
Oh yeah?
Oh, balance is shit, eh? It's good though.
Yeah, you're a little on the heavy side too. So.
Yeah. Top heavy, mate, eh?
You
got a surfboard. What's the time now?
Yeah, work, haven't you?
Yeah, I just want one fucking couple of waves, eh?
Yes, I'm Graham Sutherland, and basically I've been riding NSP, and I started talking to Travis and just trying to get as much information out of him as possible about the boards and about his style, and sort of what they were developing and where they were moving to. And we started chatting, and we said, oh, you know, it'd be great to get him down here, and a couple of the other guys were keen to get him down here as well. And we took a bit of juggling to get the right date, and we just aimed to camp to build into Nationals, which is the biggest event here in New Zealand. And so we just found a good spot, got the guys together and got Travis down here. And the camp in general was amazing. We had the best weather. We had flat water for technique. We had waves for beach. We had downwinders. And Travis's style he's just a natural paddler, and so we had to work to get as much information out of him as possible. But it was all gold, and I think we just got a well-rounded response, all areas, training, technique, design, everything really, strategy. Just we got so much information out of him over 3 days. We could have originally before 3 days is going to be too much, but yeah, we could have kept going for a week or two. So we definitely look forward to getting back next time, and super stoked to have him here.
This guy Graham was very persistent. We do a camp, 3-day camp. Had it all structured out. We did technique one day, sort of beach race skills the next day, then downwind the third day. And to tell you the truth, it was my first 3-day camp, basically, all on me, sort of running it. Like I said, I'm like, 3 days, how am I going to talk for 3 days? But it ended up nearly not being enough time. It was a very private, intimate group. And everyone got more than they expected out of it, and even I got it more than I expected out of it. I couldn't believe how much they're actually used to explain about stand-up, obviously then running through it, and then the more I spoke with them, the more I think I realised I learned as well. I mean, if you want to learn something, try and teach somebody, and you have to really think about it. And so it was sort of an interaction with them. I'm sort of telling them, this is how I view the stand-up, this is what I do when I'm paddling. I'd like to hear your thoughts, and we film, we'd video each other, sort of, the whole group critique, and then, people would come up with ideas and like, oh, maybe if we try this, or a different way of explaining the same thing or a similar thing, and we end up all learning as a group. One thing I left out, we're at Arira, can't get that, at SUP Shed, and I'm not going to lie, I don't drink much coffee. Coming in the shop, he's like, oh, first thing you want a coffee. I said, no, he goes, make a good coffee. I said, all right. And you know what? He makes an unbelievable coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, it's amazing. Got some French pastries. I'm not even going to buy anything, but it's actually nice touch, beautiful coffee. It's nearly worth coming in the shop just for a coffee.
My question is obviously the difference between the DC14 Pro
and brushed carbon.
Yep.
So basically, the Pro, they're all my boards. They're literally personally designed for me. So me, Elaine, and Dale design it. We sit down and we design these boards, we test and play.
Is there a slight change in shape?
So every year or every other year we change the shape.
Yep.
We just continually, we sort of know where we're at with each design. That's the thing with our designs is we don't just go, boom, we don't change everything, we change it gradually. So we get the design, it's working fantastic, and then we'll just try a little change, and it's like that, yes, better or not. If not, we go back. If yes, then we go to the next step. The next board down for the the person who might be a little intermediate or less experienced, it's the exact same, like comes from the same file, we just make it basically more stable, so a bit wider, a bit more stable.
Good to meet you and good to see you. You're sharing some valuable information with us, it's gold.
That's
I
fantastic.
wish you luck for the rest of your trip here.
Appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you come visit the SUP Shed here at Orewa, New Zealand, Auckland, and try coffee. And the jet ski's kind of come past. He sort of see me, and he's just sort of seen a wave coming. I see him just do it, turn around. I was like, oh, I see a wave coming. You know what I mean? It's just racing. I said, you never thought of? No, just like, oh, wave, got to catch it. You know what I mean? I didn't know I was that far in front. So you just catch it, and I was like, oh, it's a bit bigger than I thought. That position was hard after 5 hours. The adrenaline was pumping, and then finished, and I was like, yeah. Hope they got the photo. So it just happened. Just right place, right time. And yeah, lucky. So cool picture. I should get one. Yeah. Love the work. Yeah, I wish you could have. Beautiful shop. I appreciate you done, and yeah, NSP is going to walk out of here. So after the 3-day clinic, we ended up getting an invite to go out to Whangarei. They do a race, and they moved it a night forward, so I could attend and basically take part in what they have going up there. And they have basically every Tuesday night they have a meet and they race. It's a beautiful sort of harbour they have there, under the bridge and back. And it was interesting. It was really cool to see that so many of the whole town comes down and basically partakes in this race. And yeah, they're just pumped. They don't train. They just race. And then they go to dinner and have a social dinner, and to be sort of invited and to that event was really special. And we sat around afterwards and had a talk and a clinic, and I sort of, again like I do with the clinics, I was telling them what I've learnt and what I've paddled, and it was quite funny because one of the questions was, so how do we get faster if we don't train? Basically I was like, what do you mean you don't train? So they don't train, they practice, they just do their race. So I know I got a lot of them thinking, and I've already had a lot of messages already saying, oh, I did doing some twisting action last night, it was really cool. And so you might see some people from Whangarei starting to practice and come down and race all the Aucklanders. So no, Whangarei was a beautiful place. I really like the town. I encourage people to, if you can, get up there and see what they have. You'll never meet a more enthusiastic, stoked on life bunch doing stand-up in their beautiful little harbour. Sweet.
It's a SUP highlight for me of my little career, so thank you very much.
No, honestly, like Shane and NSP sort of had the idea to bring me up and just, while I'm here, like teach you guys as much as I can, or what I've learned about paddling in honestly such a my short career and the short history of the sport. This is amazing how many people are here. Yeah, and wherever we are. Left hand, bottom, right hand on top. I'm going to bend. If you twist it, you hit my left hip, I twist my hips forward. So I'm twisting my hips, my body rotates, and then put your paddle. I'm sort of bending my knee and twisting my hips. So I'm basically sort of like winding myself a little bit. So again, it's easier on land, harder on the board, but it's that, I guess it's that neck point I'm trying to make with the head to the saying that. If we twist that, so if you go straight arm, then the top arm a bit, you got a new line. First race here in Takapuna for me, and honestly, I'm blown away by the amount of people that turn up to these events. I mean, every Tuesday and Thursday they're on this local event. Looks like a 3-kilometer sort of blast, and I was like, the amount of people, the timing chips, it's all so easy. It's brilliant for the sport. So it was like really cool to see it firsthand. I've heard about it, and you know, in America and Australia, we don't have this many people turning up to events. So pretty rough day today. There's like that cyclone down there, and saw some pretty gnarly weather. So it's the fact that it's actually quite cold, direct on shore, raining, and they still got, I don't know how many people turned up, but quite a lot. So don't like the cold, but the races actually was quite fun, because you know I love these challenging races, and that's sort of why I love the sport. Yeah, so obviously we started in the water. You know, it's pretty windy, so we couldn't really do a running start, they said, and basically pretty much on the right the whole way. I wasn't unsure of the thought, a bit side, and basically punch out. And there's a few fast guys here in New Zealand. You know, you got Marcus and Ollie, and Army was there for a while, and yeah, just basically punched out and going, oh man, like these guys are impressive. Turn the can, and then it's like, it was a brilliant, super fun, you know, run in. I think I sort of got 4 series of bumps, then you're all the way in the shore, and the wind and the waves brought that buoy all the way in, which normally go to a water turn, so everyone jumped off and turned around the buoy. It was quite a challenging turn. We did 3 laps of that and finish, and you know what, it was like a, you know, unreal hit out. It was every Tuesday, Thursday. It's a great official thing. It's a series, they time it. I'm impressed, and I actually had a blast out there racing, and to tell you the truth, I went as hard as I could. I had to. And Marcus guy nearly caught me both times upwind, and I only got him on the downwind, maybe just through a little experience, or obviously in these kind of races, yeah, you turn first, you get first choice of the bumps, so you can kind of double your lead for free nearly, and it doesn't sort of make sense. So turn first, you get the first bump, all of a sudden you're twice as far in front. So I sort of knew that might happen, and hopefully, you know, Marcus saw that, and next time he won't let me turn first. Also, I mean, you know, like I said, these kind of conditions, the NSP boards really come into their own, because we have a very forgiving ocean all-round board. They're not made for dead flat water. They're made for small bump. This was big, rough, small bump. But the board itself, it sort of really rolls, and it doesn't get thrown around. We didn't even tract one way. I can always, you sort of jump on the bump and then you sort of roll back to the buoy and shore where you want to go. So the boards perform unreal in these sort of conditions, and I was very happy with the board I had.
Board were you actually riding?
So today I had a choice. I ended up having the 14x23 I used today, but I nearly used the 14x24.5 because it's a little more for ocean. But I just sort of chose a flat water board at more is just to sort of see how it would handle, you know, a rough. It's not really made for that rougher conditions. It excelled. So I'm very happy for my own personal feedback and testing, and yeah, there's no conditions these boards can't handle, it looks like. Today at the Arira. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. We're here today at Arira. Start again. We're here today at Arira SUP shed.